A flyweight bout here. Ivana Petrovic and Luana Carolina plus 200 for Carolina, minus 200 for Petrovic. 6-0 for Petrovic. Over under 2.5 rounds, minus 220 for the over, plus 220 for the under. Luana Carolina 2-3 in her last 5. Petrovic coming in undefeated. This one kind of a wide line. Another women's MMA fight. Luana Carolina hasn't looked too great as of recently. Obviously got dinged by Molly McCann with that spinning back elbow and then lost a split decision her last time out back in March, which both of those fights were over in the O2 Arena. Now she's fighting at the Apex. Petrovic making her UFC debut. She's coming in here off a round 4 rear naked choke back in April 7th. That was in Aries FC. And, watching film on her, I know she's kind of got like a decent amount of like hype because she's pretty attractive girl. She's 29 years old and she's probably very marketable, but I watch her and I don't really like seem too impressed as far as how it looks on the feet. It looks like it doesn't look like she's a world beater. Let's just say that. I mean, she has a split decision win to Marta Walczak, who's 6-6. And if she loses that fight, like she's probably not here. And then the win against Alexandra Tekina back in September of 2022, she choked her out in the 3rd round. But if you go back and watch that fight in Aries FC, it was a pretty close fight until she did get that finish. So I look at this one against Luana Carolina, who, isn't really anything to write home about, but she's got decent kickboxing. And if this is a standing kickboxing match, women's MMA, I would probably go with the dog, just considering the value and how things generally go with women's MMA. But Petrovic, if she can get it to the ground with Carolina, is probably her best route. And it's just a tough ask, I would think. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I think she's got to get it to the ground. Luana, she has fought some good competition. I mean, you look at her losses. Molly McCann, split decision to Joanne Wood. Like, that's not a bad fighter that you just went split decision with. You beat Lupi Godinez. That's a great win. Lose the Ariana Lipsky by knee bar. That was the knee bar we were talking about earlier. She beat Priscilla Cachoeira too, which is a good win and proved that, you can go 3 rounds with a girl who hits hard like that. So on the feet, I think Luana Carolina could be the better striker here. I'm pretty sure she has like national championships in Muay Thai in Brazil. Like, she's a good Muay Thai fighter. So yeah, she's going to want to keep it standing. If Petrovic gets it on the ground, maybe she's too strong, too good. But again, she's not wowing you and she's not blowing you away with some of her performances. I know she gets a lot of finishes, but finishes over who at the end of the day? We've seen it. Who'd we see it with? Was it Sam Hughes who beat the girl that came in that was supposed to be this big dominant grappler? Yeah. And she just couldn't hang with the cardio department, couldn't get the takedowns. I could see a similar thing happening here, especially if Luana gets those body kicks going, tries to keep it on the feet, land the shots she usually does, make it close at least. And I think there's a decent amount of value on a plus 200 underdog here, especially one that's been in the UFC, who's fought some good fighters, strikers, grapplers. I mean, she's kind of fought them all. So, yeah, you don't know what you're getting with Petrovic at this level. We see it in women's MMA all the time. They get a girl making her debut who's 7-0, hasn't fought anybody. She's a big favorite. She comes in and just gets wiped. So, not saying it's going to happen here, but I think if you're betting, I don't think Luana Carolina is necessarily a bad play.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go with her for the pick as well.
Yep, same.
I just can't really get behind Petrovic. Just watching her on the feet, like the striking it's not like horrendous, but it just doesn't look like there's anything behind it. It looks like just window dressing for some kind of takedown attempt.
Got that Tabitha Hichi striking.
Yeah, and she got taken down early in her fight against Iwalina, and she couldn't really get back up to her feet for like a good amount of time. So, yeah, I think the value's on the dog in this one, so I'll take her.